I'm Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation, and this is a look at my ATEM Mini Pro mixer. So this is a video and audio mixer, which I use for doing live web streams. I also use it as the main way to connect my pro quality video camera into my computer. And the ATEM Mini Pro is a really great mixing panel that you can use along with their software to live mix streams from 4 different video devices, as well as 2 external microphones, and actually control that mix live while you're doing a webcast or a presentation or a theater performance, musical performance, whatever you're trying to stream live or record to your computer or to the internet. And so the basics here, we've got this HDMI input on the back. There's 4 of those, as you can see here. They're the standard large HDMI. And I have this connected to Pro Camera. So here's my Sony camera. It's got a HDMI mini cable that comes out of it. And this is the AX53, so it's a 4K camera, really good quality. And I use this for all of my live streams. I even use it now as my webcam for Zoom meetings and that kind of thing. And again, that goes into the HDMI on the back of the ATEM Mini Pro. So here we are. That's input 1. And then I could plug in additional cameras if I wanted to. So for my streaming setup, I just have the one. But if I was doing a presentation, I could plug in multiple cameras. Maybe I was doing a theater performance, or if I was doing a live stream with multiple presenters, I could have a camera on each of the presenters and then press these buttons to live mix between the cameras that I'm using there. So I could go to camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4 by pressing those individual buttons, and it automatically switches. I can also change the duration of the transition between the different cameras. And I can change if I want to do a cut, fade to black here, and if I want to mix or dip or slide. I have all different transitions I can select. I like to just do a mix. I've got a 1-second duration, so it makes a nice clean transition, or a rapid cut if you want, between the different cameras that you're working with. You can switch the cameras on and off and that kind of thing as well here. And then I've got 2 different mic inputs as well. These are just your standard microphone inputs, mic 1 and mic 2. So if you want to have like a lavalier mic, or if you have your own powered external condenser mic and you want to use that with these HDMI inputs and have an external microphone that you're mixing from, you have the option to switch those on and off, and to switch the different mics or combine the mics together, adjust your levels and that kind of thing right on here. So it's really nice to have that because you can do all of your live mixing right on the device. It's a pretty powerful hardware mixer there. And then if you pair it with the ATEM Mini control software, you can also add in things like still images that you can put in, and you can even do picture-in-picture if you want to do one of the cameras over top of a still image, or if you want to do mixing of different cameras if you have multiple presenters and that kind of thing. You can do keying on here as well if you want to do chroma keying with a green screen behind you for a studio kind of presentation. And you can also do recording to an external disk. So if you want to record directly from the device, whatever the mix is that you're doing here, to an external hard drive, you can do that. This one also, with the ATEM Mini Pro, includes the ability to stream directly to streaming services. So there's an Ethernet port on the back here. If you plug that in, then you can actually stream at a super high quality because it has a hardware encoder based in this, and you can stream directly to any of the streaming services that you use, Twitch and YouTube and that kind of thing, just by pressing the on-air button. You configure that in the software for the ATEM Mini Pro. And that's a really great feature. That means you don't have to have a dedicated computer to do streaming, and because all of the hardware encoding is happening here, it's going to be a usually less buggy and much higher quality stream than if you first have to put it into a computer and then stream from something like OBS. If you do want to do that, though, or you want to use the output from this to do a live stream, or to record on your computer, or to put into a program like Skype, there is a USB output on here, and you can do USB out into your computer, into the ATEM control software, and then it acts as a virtual webcam. So whatever you're mixing here, whatever you've got in terms of audio mix and all of that, then gets fed into the The software becomes a virtual webcam. You can select that in any program like Zoom, anything that you use to do video conferencing, to do webinars or presentations. There's also an HDMI out, so if you're putting this into a projector and you're trying to do a live mix during an event, you're able to do that as well. So it's very small. It's easy because of the lighted buttons and these big buttons. Even if you're the one doing the stream and you're mixing your own feed, maybe you're cutting to a camera that shows your hands if you're doing a drawing demonstration, or your kitchen and you're cutting between a stove, a camera over the stove, and a camera on your face if you're doing a cooking demo. Maybe you have multiple presenters and each one has a camera, and you're doing a video webcast on your couch or something. You can switch between those different cameras really easily. And whatever you do on the ATEM Mini Pro is also then mirrored on the software on the desktop. So when you click one of these buttons here, it selects the same software button in the control software, so you can see exactly what you're doing as you're doing this mix. So I use it for, again, webinars, live webcasts, even to do a higher quality of video from my Pro camera, or to switch to multiple cameras if I want to do a demo of something I'm doing, on my desk surface here. I'll put a camera above me or mount it on a tripod and use that to film what I'm working on and switch back and forth. I use it for Skype calls. I use it for broadcast if I'm going to appear on a television program, and it's definitely up to the task of doing that. And overall, I just found the ATEM Mini Pro to be a really great item to have, especially when everybody's doing a lot more online streams and live appearances and video webcasts.